is a program that addresses your political, social, and economic well-being. Broadcast every Monday and Thursdays at 09 hours on Joy FM Radio. Call or SMS to participate. Remember, the views expressed on the platform are not of the station, but those of either the guests or the participants. Joy FM Radio, for your ears only.
A beautiful good morning to our esteemed listeners on Joy FM 92.1 FM. This is the platform that comes every Monday and Thursday from 09:30 hours up until 11 hours. Today on the platform, my guest is Mr. Lazarous Simukoko, who is a member of Citizens First political party, a political party headed by President Harry Kalaba. And we are discussing the role of youths in Zambia's economy. As you may all be aware that the platform is also live on Joy FM as well as Prime Television Zambia. So you can catch us on the following platforms, that is on DSTV channel 273, Topstar channel 103, and GoTV channel 21, Zuku channel 58, and you can also catch us on Star Times, and then you'll be able to follow this wonderful conversation that we have prepared for you today on the platform. So I'm going to open the phone line later on. As you all know, this is a phone-in program where you get to also call in and offer your views pertaining the topic of discussion. And I believe that we are all following, especially those who are keen followers, and for those who are our new members who are perhaps tuning in for the first time on Joy FM and listening to this particular platform. Please note that it's a phone-in program, and I'll be able to open the phone line later on as we discuss part of the questions that we have prepared for the discussion for our listeners today. So, Mr. Lazarous Simukoko, good morning and welcome to the platform.
Good morning, Mr. Shadrick. Good morning to our listeners as well as our viewers. It's good to be here. Happy New Year, and this is because it's when we are meeting first in this new year, and I hope the year has started well for you. Happy New Year, and the year hasn't started well, not only for me, but to every Zambian who's out there. The year has been... because you know how we plan sometimes where you ended in 2023, it's obviously where we are going to start in 2024. It's not a miracle that you are in 2023 when you sleep where you left a bottle of water in 2023 before New Year. When you wake up in the morning, that's where you're going to find it. So if people slept in 2023 minus having mealie meal, minus having cooking oil, automatically when they wake up in 2024, that is what they're going to find. Interesting. So the topic for today is the role of youths in Zambia's economy, and I believe that this is a conversation which has been there for quite a number of times, and we have seen many people come out and say youths are not ready to take up the national responsibility. Others have said there has been an intergenerational gap, whereas the elders of today are not really fusing in the youths for them to be able to prepare adequately enough for them to be able to take up the responsibility of steering the nation called Zambia. Let's start first with this question. The Zambian economy has been under stress for a very long time. This has been the basis upon the changing of governments. Or I could say, fast forward, 2021 was no different. That was the basis upon many woke up in the morning to go and vote out the PF, said things are not going on well. The country is indebted, the country is in debt, and we are just defaulted as a nation. And a conversation came about from a political party called UPND, saying we are the people that can be able to reverse all these wrongs which have been done by our colleagues who are currently running the affairs. And if you give us, we'll be able to deal with the issues of inflation adequately, the issue of fuel adequately, and many other things that were mentioned. I would like to ask you this question. Have the UPND done what they had said? This is 2024. UPND has done nothing from the time they got into office. One of the things that I'm going to tell you is, in Zambia, we have made many mistakes. In Zambia, among them was to vote President Hakainde Hichilema into office. Furthermore, other problems which we have faced is that we have focused on microeconomy in the country and ignoring all other levels in the economy. When you look at an economy, it is supposed to have 4 levels. Among them is the philosophical level. What is your economic philosophy? What are you known for as Zambians? Secondly, we have got what we call the institutional level of the economy. The institutional level of the economy, we look at the interaction between the institutions and the market. What is the response between those two? Then you have got the microeconomy. That is where we tend to focus the most as a nation, ignoring those two. That is when we talk about inflation, when you are talking about the monetary policy, taxes when you are looking at the fiscal policy, as well as when you look at the debt, other things in those lines. Then the last phase is what we call human capital or human development. Automatically we haven't followed that part. So we are only focusing on one area, which is the microeconomy. Forgetting human capital or human development. Are we having proper education in the country? Are we having proper health care in the country? We tend to ignore all that. When you look at Kaunda understood all these four levels. That is why philosophically, under the philosophy level, Kaunda said we need to be known as a country which exports things. That is why when you look at the early 1980s, we were able to produce our own shoes in this country. We were able to produce our own bicycles. We were able to assemble vehicles, including making TV sets in Livingston. All that has been jeopardized. Nothing of that kind is happening. That is why, for us in the Citizens First, we have understood that the things which we need to focus on at this moment is to make sure that we tackle all the four levels of the economy. Philosophically, we want to be known as a country which is in export, or the country which makes sure that we are able to produce goods and services and we are able to export. Only when you do so, there is going to be stability in the economy, because the kwacha dollar rate, or in international finance, you call it the ask bid rate, that will be stabilized. In this country, you don't expect the kwacha to improve against the dollar, because you are exporting nothing. When you look at the clothes we are putting on, when you look at even these microphones which we are having, they are not made in Zambia. We imported them from countries like South Africa. That is where the challenge has been in this country. We don't tend to focus on things which matters the most. Let us come to the human development. Human development in the country has been a challenge. Reason being, you, Mr. Shadrick, you are not allowed to be an investor in the mining sector. You are not allowed.
How so?
It's because the people you are having in the government, they don't trust you. They don't trust that you can run a mining company. Instead, they trust the foreigners. They think that some foreigners balabe nenga baisa, ebalaisa bawami echalo, ebalaisa babike fionse fintu efofilo kuba.
So what about the other Zambians who are participating in the artisanal mining?
No. Look at how it works there. What you need to do as a country, you need to focus on property rights. Make sure that citizens are given property rights. The foreigners who come to invest in the mining sector in Zambia, they don't come with money. They don't come with money in this country. What do they come with? They only look for the license. Once they get the license to run a mining company, then that is money itself. They will then begin going to these banks which you are having in this country and other countries abroad and say, I've got a mining license, I want a loan. I want money so that I can be able to buy this equipment and that equipment. The mining company which I'm running is able to produce such metric tons of copper, gold, and many minerals which we are having in Zambia. Okay? So, when they do so, these banks will say, okay, let's give this person the loan because the person has collateral. The same license becomes a collateral. Note that the people who are coming who are foreigners to invest, they are coming with money. Today we are talking about Vedanta. Vedanta was declared bankrupt at the debt market. Vedanta was declared bankrupt. And the government now has come forward to you and say, Vedanta is bringing in money. From the time they announced, if Vedanta indeed brought in money, things could have improved at KCM, but nothing of that kind. Because Vedanta is now looking for money. To do what? To invest in the mining company. So are you telling me, with a license being given to you, Mr. Shadrick, with a license being given to people who are living in this compound, abali Mountaindere, abali Machingola mulia, abali mu Chiwempala mulia, abali mu Chilira Bombwe, abali mu Machisokone market mulia, ngamwaba perayo ama mining license, mlenji batutu bafirwa. if a first priority ngaba citizens first nga twaisa tukalapera ma mining licenses ku bantu aba mu Zambia, because when you give a mining license kuma foreigners immediately bakwata impia shiria tashirikala mu Zambia, because teba mu Zambia balya impia shiria kufya loko balefuma aba shiria ku India shiria yoku ero imwe nombanga mwalwala ati ndia ku India for specialized treatment mwala but if into ifidi mu kyalo ekiri kyeno if into mulebo mpya mu countries nga ku India mulemo muleba pere if yuma mu kyalo mulya muno mu Zambia muno mulerwisha ba IMF obo mulefuka mupoka ku ifintu mulerwisha banabo banamkwata ma minerals nishinshi mulefwa ubungo obunjimisho ubu bonkweta apa ni 10 kwacha akaka sala dimulemo naka ntu kwacha kutimwa kwano kuli obwali aka abapeni tulete mpoto kitwakwano tubungo tu said ngana isa mu government imitengo shafintu shikabwera among them yali ni salad but akako tulepimisha ka bali aka kachiri nakadula ntu kwachaka.
Are you being fair when you say the UPND government have done nothing when they have brought free education? You have seen it under the UPND government. We have seen the massive recruitment of teachers, among them also health workers. We have also seen the progressive increment of CDF from 1.6 million kwacha progressively to now 30.6 million kwacha. Against all these developments, are you still going to say they have done nothing?
They have done nothing. Ubunga mwale chitashinga nishi mwale lipira ma school fees. Ubunga wali pama 120 elo mwale lipira ma school fees. School fees yadi nishinga mu government tabale lipira abantu more than 450. Tabale lipira more than mwanu ye. Nga mwalolesha mchalo noko tufumine. Mwala sangati instead of you paying for school fees, intuitively you are paying for the highest cost of living which has been brought by the UPND government. Ubungo bo mwale chitapadi 120 buli mu 360 na 417 nga mwaku kuna mshakende mu Eastern Province kulo ubunga bale chitapadi 420 nga mwa machingolo ubunga ma 340 ma 320 ma 360 nga mwa mukitwe mu emtengo wabunga. So nga mwa chitati 120 eo bale chitira po ubunga no bana we are padi 4. That is an increment of more than 100% to the price. Meaning impia shidesho balefwa iko kulipira ku skulu situmo mule shidipira mufi akudefye mule shitani panga ndepo muikala mwalasa ngati uruchelo mufire mwala breakfast akasuba mufire mwali obwali mufire mwa chitenshi ifindi ofyo mule shite fyonse muri fyo fine fyo mule shitati yo tushito bunga tushito munani tushite saladi yo tupimishe tuchitenshi abantu pamayanda nga mwamu mutendere mwamu amandevu mwana ngu mwakalinga mulamwe balefirwa kushita obunga pantu na budula so balera ndatoke fotikala pamo amayanda bali kuturo mutwikala munturumu sentu bikire pamo empie sentu zonka mandrets kwacha tushitaka saka kabunga nga twashitero tise twakane bala bashite bapangana ka meeting kwati nika cooperative nomba ero bambo kwakana obunga iwese ndaka kabo iwese ndaka so that people can just survive. That is the kind of a living akainde ichidem has brought to this country. That is the kind of living. Number imwenga mwalanda the government has worked because nabengishama teachers, nabengishama youth personnel, nabalunda CDF ile kubantu moneni ma constituencies moneni imwenga mwalikwata CDF nishi mukwatire kolera muno mu Lusaka nishi CDF nshire bomba because imwenga na mwishibati yo CDF tulepoka ngana mushita improve ama drainage system ngana making sure that there is proper water supply to the people in these constituencies eyo mkweti imwe yo CDF mulera nde ngekoi ushe mulenje batikolera ngekoi muno mchalo kolera ngatakulira lele ni munchipusha makolesheni ya tatu ndefo ye myasuke bwino the other thing you have said kula ma recruitment sai shidai awe niyo mulebe pesha monen driver busheni youth personnel ndefo afi munja suke question is the driver a youth personnel is a cleaner a youth personnel tema youth personnel zabo. So if you balechita balefwa kuchita increase ama numbers, the people they have employed massively ma drivers na ma cleaners zabo, because we still have a shortfall of doctors and nurses mananikani ma hospitals ayo twete tuchirina tukwatefi. Then nalami pishe chindu chim bushe imwenga mwaya bakiliniki mwapa kalinga clinic palya mwapa chipata clinic pa mandevu apa mwapa che Houston imwenga mwapa lya tina mulwala balafi bamipime temperature bamipime na sugar bakupima sugar na pena balalipilisha kachinga 20 kwacha iranga nishinga iyo balalipilisha imwenga bamilipilisha balamilembera fi patch pepati kashiteni umuti pa drugist wapo pomla mushiti. Are you going to call that a hospital or a consultancy? So muchalo muno efe tukwete ma consultancies not ama hospitals, because ama hospitals imwenga mwaya ku hospital mwalasanga tifiliko kulya balemilembera fye emiti ero mwaya, but yet mulanda kuli CDF mulanda tiyo kwali ba budget ba allocated ku Ministry of Health nifish file bomba ngatolanda tibale ibati yo twalufyanya, because this government emuli corruption sana. Mr. Kakubo bali mufumya ali fumine pali bu Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The president is hesitant to appoint a new foreign affairs minister because balifo kuwesha Mr. Kakubo pali da position, because what Mr. Kakubo ewale pangama deals ayasuma ma internationals. That is why from the time Mr. Kakubo left the office tamamu napo ama movement yale yale bapo na ba president ati yo baya ku Germany, yo baya ku Botswana, bayo ku, he has even minimized the movement because now that ama deals takuri finish bala konga takuri, because if yo bale fo ya nomba kuwesha Minister of Foreign Affairs because bena bale munati wa ichi kupanga deals nomba ushama Zambians mulifu abachuliremo pamlandu wako bati yo ama deals yese mulambo aimbe is now the acting foreign affairs minister. Imamulenjeva the government or a political party which is in government na ikwatana ma MPs na ikwatana abantu bonse, they can't find a replacement ku Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the period we have had so far from the time Mr. Kakubo left that office. So Mr. Kakubo is being brought back to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs because by the former deals are international.
But what proof do you have regards the person who resigned that is going to be returned?
No, balero kumukiria kuri ba ACC na other institutions, so that ngwanda tiyo to amukiria bala chitana nkane bala sala Timothy, Judge Timothy yesterday was retired by the president yesterday ku High Court. Judge Timothy use point deini, but if you learn that you are ma proof ama nshi, if you know that the minister isn't retaining, then why are you still having the acting foreign affairs minister for so long?
Let's talk about citizens first and its role of the youths as far as the economy is concerned. You have touched a number of issues and you've cut across even mining, you've touched the response regarding CDF, but I want to ask this question to you. How best can these issues be resolved? The issue of fuel, for example, we do not mine fuel within our country, or we don't have fuel explorations or oil explorations within our country. Indeni refinery was closed down, the functioning part of it. Now we're supposed to get already refined fuel to come directly into Zambia. Let's talk about the oil marketing companies. They are also buying from outside. In short, they are also importing and bring them here. Don't you think the fuel prices really is not really the baby for the UPND government, and that there are many factors that contribute towards this commodity?
No, the problem which has been there is one.
What is the solution?
I'm telling you the solution now. But Nigeria, they produce their own fuel or oil, in short. They do that. But why it subsidize oil? They are producing oil, but they have still subsidized it because before abantu bawubale ikala wingi. Wa president muno baisa obo mwavotering after baisa balanda tiyo fuel ifwe twalafumya kwa subsidies because it's a cost on the government. That's why it's subsidy. So you need to know that fuel controls the economy. Imwe mkaikira mutengo kuli fuel automatically vonse vikwera, mafoni yazakwera, ma vegetables yazakwera, maunga yazakwera, vonse vizakwera, because lokono wa market ya kwa mene bebali mwakalinga bamafuni kwenda mu town ba order vintu then babwera kugulisa bakabwera kugulisa pa jamanje bazakamba ati nizingati amene nata ya kuli transport poendo gula vintu hivi bazakamba choka kunyumba kwenda mu town nata ya 20 kwacha, so i 20 kwacha amene ni nata ya go come yenze 40 kwacha immediately baka order veba order, the first thing will be I need to retain the money which I had to spend when I was purchasing these things or when I was buying these things. That is why we call them production costs when you look at the industry now. What they are spending when producing. So marketeers, what they are spending when ordering those things are supposed to be catered within what they are saving. So in short, imwe mwaikira fuel. After mwaikira fuel mchalo muno, then mwanyamuka ati yai unga udula. Mwaibara chechilengesa unga uzidula. Among them ni fuel. Then you have also realized that vintu vonse vidula, ma cooking oil, machani, kuri bechi ntuloko chimozi muno mchalo. Chamene ba president banganya mukati ine ndine president echechine inapweza echintu mutengo na manzi anadulira kumozi nifichani ve banapweza kasala jaka aka kanakwerera kumozi mutengo kaunga kanakwerera kumozi mutengo manje imwe muniuza. Can we even be proud to say ndine president? Can we even be proud that ndine president? Because inengati ndine president or baba president kalaba bakankalaba president no gona sibanga gone bakaona tiyo bantu muchalo vintu vidula pamene bitangenera mu office.
But we have had these conversations before. So, even before the Don government came into power, people complained about high cost of living under the PF. We saw these complaints again under Rupia Banda or the MMD. How really should we move as a progressive nation as far as resolving this issue?
Imwe muno mchalo imwe mavotera abantu bamenesa makamba bamene bazakachita. Ba president bacha banabwera bakayindi ubwambo myuza tia inzaka bwiza vintu mtengo iya 10 points plan, but they didn't really tell you how they are going to do it. That is why isem citizens first music titi bweze kwacha $2 letisi tizaka funika kupanga ma industries yatu pano petiri pano petri, this is 6 miles. This is supposed to be an industrial area. Kuno kwa kutati vintu monga ma drinks tifuniko yambo panga. Vintu monga vovara tifuniko panga mwamenimu. Vonse vintu tifuniko panga. Other than that, muma borders tifuniko making sure that we are having the same industry so that vantu bachoka kuchoka mukongo muja kubwera muno kugula vintu. Kuchoka mu Malawi kubwera kugula muno vintu. When you look at Southern Province, in Southern Province muja muri vingombe, muri mambuzi and all other kinds of animals. If we maximize on that, making sure that ise pano petiri making sure tiambosunga vintu hivi mwamene tifuniko visungira vipake, we invest enough resources by making sure that we have more ranches. We can be supplying goat meat kuri ba Kongo because bakonda maningi mbuzi baje. But bari bembuzi kuja. So when we give them, what are we gaining as a nation? We are gaining forex. Muno mchalo again, muli na ba ZDNS aba bapanga tiyo mamili sibali na vikayo vili 6. Chinango chija chinaonongekala the other month, so bali na vili 5 vikayo ZDNS. Then ma ShopRite outlets muno Mzambia countrywide yali 36. Manje mwe muniuza muno mu Lusaka muno nze munapaka ma ShopRite. Ma ShopRite yafula muno mu Lusaka. Ma ShopRite yafula mu Lusaka. You need to make sure that in Southern Province ero bambira okutola ma ShopRite tule munanga bayisula ShopRite abantu bale toloka bale chitenshi, meaning people have no access kubunga bulya ero no bunga bulya nabalanda tiyo kuli fimiti kula mwirali. So that simply means muno mchalo we have got no any solution towards anything na baba government abali. That is why from citizens first to them, but the only way we can improve our economy is by making sure that we create industries. Once we create industries, ama industries yala yakafwa kama workers abakala ingira ndwana ma youth savini wotu kwita malofu abali muno ebakala ingira because akale yale batinga nawo yakusukuru wasambirira ngolera ndafine kisungu nishwalisa mbirira iwe ni automatically kwamboku bomu kutuwa na manage nekisungu fe cheka pali nomba ifide chitika jakwe bati nangu sambirire shani inchitota wa imono kuli konze nangu chitefya shani inchitota wa imono kuli konze kanonga kulio waishiba ero wala muninchi nomba ni mchalo nshimule ikala muno mchalo muno motwaba less than 30% of the current population ebale bomba, but yet you have a lot of avenues eko abantu bengambe nchitu mu agriculture sector. There is a possibility muno mchalo chako bati no mwana oshira afyalwa kutambe nchitu because there are vacancies. In short, jobs need to be hunting for people, not people hunting for jobs. Ni muchalo nshemu mwaba muchilimu alikuwa tanimpange pota mwakula mayanda muchilimu alikuwa tana mairi azomu mwinga bikama industries muchilimu shishi the methods baka inde wale bonfya tiyonga na basu in by 10 hours 14 hours in dollar ya kila nale mwati baka kwa America baka yesi ndama dollar tiyo tuwaiva ma dollar ya nomba tuwa miletera ideti the kwacha improve. I doubt if he has even done economics, because economics says the only way you can gain forex is by exporting the things you are producing.
You are listening to Joy FM 92.1 FM, and this is the platform that comes every Monday and Thursday from 9:30 hours to 11 hours. Today in the studio I'm joined by Mr. Lazarous Simukoko from Citizens First, and we're discussing the role of youths in Zambia's economy. Follow us on Prime Television Zambia, and of course you can catch us on DSTV channel 273, Top Star channel 103, and Go TV channel 21, and Zuku channel 58. Please note that we are on all available platforms, and as long as you are able to access any of those channels, you'll be able to be through to Prime TV, and you'll be able to catch Joy FM. You can also go on our Facebook page, which is Joy FM Zambia, and when you go there, you'll be able to find the link on our page. Just click on it, and then you'll be able to listen to Joy FM, and also share with your loved ones wherever they may be across the country, and of course those who are following us in the diaspora. Mr. Lazarous, let's talk about democracy, the concept of democracy, and the enhancement of people having conversations as far as having discussions towards resolving matters that the nation is going through. What is your view as far as democracy is concerned in our country? Prior to, before 2024, we saw a lot of stakeholders echo their sentiments as far as what they are termed shrinking democratic space. We saw the Zambia Conference of Catholic Bishops issue a statement. We saw other angels also issue statements. And what do you have to say about that? Have they guaranteed that which the New Dawn government says, shrinking democratic space, upon which also His Excellency the President of our country today was bad in Chipata, the common talked about incident? What do you have to say as far as the management of people's freedoms of movements and associations and conversations? Are we in the right track, and if so, what needs to be done, and how can this be rectified, and what guarantee do you have that as Citizens First, if you are to be able to form government, you can be able to hold on to your way, that you are going to give space to other political parties to be able to engage with the Zambian citizens?
Now, for us, when President Charlie Kalawa becomes president, we want to be destabilizing the political parties. Akainde Ichilema is destabilizing political parties.
How? The president has never really gotten involved in separating any political party. How has he done that?
He has done so in the Democratic Party, which I was in previously with President Charlie Kalawa. He has done so. There is an audio which came out involving Akafumba, HH, Madam Narumango, Navambi Mulamwi. They were saying the president now to Tuma.
But were those things confirmed and verified?
No. That is the audio. Why haven't they gone ahead to investigate them? Why haven't they gone ahead? Whether you say why didn't they verify, then Jonathan Ginda Wabuyoya from Diamond TV asked the president at the press conference, saying, why is it that you have been quoted in the audio that you are destabilizing Democratic Party? What was his response? He didn't answer that I'm not involved. He said, see me privately, meaning the president wanted to see.
So?
Yes, the president wanted to see Jonah privately over the question he asked in the public. What are you going to say? Meaning the president knew something about that, because Jonah, if the president wasn't involved, Jonah Buyoya could have been given the answer there and then, that the audio which came out in Shive, but the president said no, see me privately. After asking a question on a public conference, the president said see me privately. So when we form government in 2026, because abantu barechura sana barifo ayenji to ama industries tamkwetemu tukapanga ama industries yakwe batukalekishana ifintu ifyesu ifebene kufyala. When we form government, there will be freedom of political parties. Ama political parties, you don't need to weaken them because mlefo kuina ama elections in 2026, because the president is involved in all that. the president is involved. If they want to follow me, I'm here. I'm not even scared of anything. So the president needs to make sure that he understands that there is no democracy in this country, because he is involved in the destabilization of the political parties. Because if he is not, he could have answered that question publicly. But I don't know what they discussed with Jonah. From now, we don't know. Because they still have to Jonah president. And that's not our duty. So the president knows why he said semi-privately. So once again, the democratic space is shrinking. Kwalabama filing name of nominations, but other candidates from other political parties are being restricted from doing so. Bareba kanyati yo imwe tetu muiminine. Bantu mufumine party yaso, so imweta muiminine because political party mufumine koni.
Can you mention one incident of what you've just mentioned? Those who have been bad from.
You know what happened with Kavushi. You know what happened with Kwacha. You know what happened in Northern Province, the elections which were there, and we are having nominations. It should be on Thursday, on the 1st of February. There will be nominations there. You will see what will happen. So records are there. I'm not just speaking from without. No. So the president needs to make sure that he understands that he can never be a dictator in Zambia. He can never. We can't allow it. We cannot allow it, because we have already fought for multipartism. So if the president wants UPND to rule forever, because they put it. So once again, the democratic space is shrinking in the country. You can't have a president who is busy focusing on international things. Yet abantu mutabakwete ubunga. Abantu mwamayanda amarento za panderanda na dula fesa. Ngamwa am town padiri abantu bali afini fintu fyabo estate ya kushitisha babwerulukana fyene, because people don't have money. Abantu bakwete mpi na besala paka pawo kampi, because the president bali for afebeko kuwina, not abantu bambi kuwina. There is no way you can be saying nene of a president munone ofiro kuwina bambi mwita mufiro kuwina. Ni challenge mulimu. Because if the president was serious about all these matters which the people are going through, munomwini street vendors chusha every day. Those are the solutions to the people of Zambia. My solutions here. Create a day with the street vendors. Tell them, we want you to help us with massive cleaning.
Just on that particular issue, can't you call it visionary on the part of the UPND leadership that they had done a bold decision of removing street vendors from the streets across the country? Look at now, we've got cholera outbreak. Don't you think it would have been so bad if we had a lot of streets occupied by street vendors with no proper
citizens first
services and toilets provided for them in the market?
Citizen first. People won't be paying. Abantu ba Mzambia tabakulali pira impia shama bin. Ngababi ke Sofia what you pay the money for the bin, you do this tabakulali pira.
How sustainable would that be?
It will be very much sustainable, because tukesula company kalachita recycle ama plastics. Ikala panga feed. Foto kalaiba fya abantu atinga mule panga ama bin. Epo mule biko bwali. Nemo mule biki plastic mule kusana. Foto kabeba. Emo mulebika ama plastiki, emo mulebika ama bwali, emo mulebika Sofia mulebo omwa kusana. Vehicles for the industry which will be recycling the same plastics. No kulasenda filo kwa tibara mupanga ma feed ya nkoko ya ngombe, because we have got vision also for the livestock. Kala pitamu. If not so, imyoto kashaba council will be funded by the industry, because the industry will be making money. The firm which will be processing the plastics, the firm which will be processing if mama bwadi ayo kupangama feed, they are going to be paying for the things which are being given to them, because those are raw materials. Now in this country, you are saying that no collection of garbages, nothing. Mutala kuisama garbages when you collect the garbages, you heap them at one place, just at a certain place. Then what is happening is infulanga isa mulambaida ile bula filefo muipingine ya fitwala mu drainage. Nga atwala mu drainage fidama drainage yala isadika. Nga isadika menshi yala afiro kwa kupita. Nga afiro kwa kupita what will happen? Cholera yala tampa, because amenshi yali anga yaka mafuta infula yapo. Balunshi bakula ikala pafinti fida. Efyo infula yense shena mulamba. Okay? Nga yafiensha fida balunshi nga baikala pale yala bala kwa tefikolo balambo kuikala mufya kula twala la cholera. Are you going to blame the street vendors? So what the government should have done is to create the industry which is able to recycle plastics, alepanga feed, na alepanga ma fertilizer. So that each coffee defyo ba kanso bare senda, tabale fibika pa place mona mpanche ndeimo. Vija vintu afunika bazipeleka ku industry, ma plastic yaenda. The people shouldn't pay for those things because ija ngati nikukonga tifuniko lipira bantu ise. Tifuniko balipira ise baje bamene baika mabini baje. We need to be paying them because balet pangira ma raw materials yo tufiro panga ama plastics. Ama plastics yenwe mushita kwisa. Ko mushita. When you do so, baba if myoto kafidanga shazinga fyasenda ama plastics, fyasenda ama bin. Ya no fide sende if mabwali fyasenda inshi bala twala ku industry. We can make feed from those leftover foods. Tuapanga ama plastic ya tuachita recycle. Tuapanga tumapotoro tuamenji. Tuapanga ama plastic aino mlemisha mwifi. But vision yo uteko butawako. That is why turemibera. For citizens first to vote leni. Mwalamu no kuchinja konso kwa makorera ya mleta nda ulaya. Takwabe.
Many are of the view that youths are not ready to take up governance of our country. There has been precedent set that the first cabinet was comprised of very young people that were very energetic, that were able to steer the nation at least to a later time that other people picked up. Much of the complaints have been that constitutionally we were under one party state, and that is what led to a number of discomfort from many people that opted, say, no, let's go for multi-party democracy. Fast forward, we've got youths who are the vast majority. They have been participating in the voting of our country as a national duty for them to change governments from one political party to the next. Of course, after 5 years, some cases we have had political parties return for their second term of office. I would like to get your views. Today, when you look at the youths, do they have the caliber for them to enter into government positions and be able to fully contribute responsibly and towards governing of our country?
Morning, before that, when you look at the Minister of Technology, the only work he does there is 3G, 2G, 4G, 5G. That is the only thing he does. That is why government to apa. You know, so there are certain decisions which the president makes sometimes when you look at the youth in the country, they are drug addicts because tobacco is mumulenje bati youth yo ngari punch to mu ruchero pake chungulo alafu makulya nanaka kutambo kupepe fyamba kutambo kunwa mabwalwa tete. So we need to make sure that we empower youth. Unfortunately, it's not happening. Look at the ministers which are in this government. Validation in my youth because nanguni youth chairman waburi aba UPND te youth yao kala pitilia pali ku youth. So you have even the Minister of Technology, they were youth. So when you look at where...
So why are youth not being incorporated? Are they ready?
Youth are always ready. Go into professions like banks, go into universities and look at economists. You are a youth. You are at UNZA. You have done a very good course there or program. You are a youth. Are you not capable of running a ministry? Unless you say you are not, then I will say you are not ready. Kabia numa banks muna bari home. Abengi ma youth bari. Nabakwatana mano kuchira na bina bari mu government because abengi tababirenga no kubirenga muni. Tababirenga. So one key thing first. Nachiranda pali technology. When you look at TikTok, baba ipangire ba ku China. With the incorporation of Japan, eba panga TikTok. In China, when you go on TikTok, the only thing you look at is they will only be posting about production. For bale pangama phone, if you bale train ama kung fu, you know how they are supposed to do to assemble vehicles, how they are supposed to do it. They have restricted it to that. Muzambia or in Africa, ngamwayamo ma planks yalipo. Yo yali planking abafyashi bakwe, we are HTF. Of what benefit is it to the citizens or to the youths? That is why ba minister barya bafuire bakitanao. That is why twakwata ma foreign service for us in our country. We want you to restrict what is being posted. Therefore afya so na so fire. You sign a partnership between a country like China na ba Zambia so that ngamulipalia tire munafya ma production ya lichitika. Tire munafya ma for pangama industries how you are supposed to assemble my phones because if you can pangama phone, and that is what we are going to do. First thing. Now you have got a minister who thinks that the only thing about technology 4G.
Right now government is working on a draft bill for IBA which is going to be able to put up some acts that will be able to regulate online platforms, because understand that for a period of 10 years now since IBA has been in existence, so many things have happened in the technological world. We've seen so many imagine applications, even in the broadcast media. We've seen so many conversations on Facebook that are properly unregulated, and government is putting up such a bill, and I'm sure those things will be captured.
Akainde Ichilema is not serious. Akainde Ichilema is not serious towards the youth. Do you remember the youth Indaba? They held it at the Mulungush Conference Center. What has come out of that? Tell me one thing and say, out of that youth Indaba, and those youths have been working there. What has come out of that youth Indaba? Nothing. Are you telling me that never President Leona Ngubengesa okisamkulana na tushitemi state mbili vekanona fimon because bala vepa babu fiba president ba katushine babepera nshayishiba abantu nibayodda kuchechu kubalebe. Okay, ngatabaretina abantu kasa kutina kufiresa. It's very important. Mwatina kufina nguniresa. Yet mulanda tiyo balepange bill e karachitation. It's not about the bill. Bill is to be restricting the citizens only. Understand that? That bill can't be applicable in South Africa. It definitely can't be applicable in China.
But obviously it speaks towards the regulation of what you're talking about. How do you regulate content that we have in our country?
Now, when you regulate content, you can't regulate. Zambia. Who is the owner of Facebook? Who is the owner of TikTok? Zambia. You talk to the owners in that country and say, we want a regulation.
But can't it be backed up by a law?
You don't need a law first before you implement that. You need to go there Mwalanda na vena ngabasumina, then let it be backed by the law. First thing first, Kabian Mwalanda na vena, we want a regulation on what is being posted. Mwalanda na vena, then let it be backed up by the law. Yet mambo kupanga, mwamuri panganda, ubungata mkwete, tamulashito ubungati yo, they can take it for amenshi. Tell you, amenshi bapima no ubunga. Nomba imumulefo kuteka kwa amenshi ubungata mkwete. Mwala ipikirenshi. If it's the government, they are saying that you bapange biwiyo, you're in a biwiyo nga bapanga. What do you think will happen? Bala filu uka kulomba filu. Bali minine pachuru baka inde bali. Debt restructuring. Baya kwa America ko bamupontera ba China. Bamupontera nama lenders ban. Baba pontera.
How did he ponter for the Chinese people?
No. What happened was when he went there, he said we want to work with the IMF because of the exorbitant interest rates that are issued by the East countries, of which he was referring to the Chinese. But he forgot that even America has debt for China. Inani nkwatenko ngore kumungu. Na umbi umunandina kwatenko ngore. Ero na kumunandi ati yo shirefaya okuya kuli ulia pantu ifi chitika. That is what the president did. We advised the president at first to say ikale ni panshi naba mikongweshe mpia. Lanshanye ni na vena. That was the right approach. When you go to the debt market, but debt market paration and Zambia yatiramba kwebatiba president uku bafiro kuchitefitunduru. Ishina pa debt market para ifwe desu yatiramba.
Don't you think Yarambira when we refused to pay, when we defaulted?
Yeah, the default was there, but the approach again which was taken after that, we failed to pay, yes, and there are constraints which were there, such as COVID-19 and so on. Those were the constraints because the country was paying more attention to fight the disease, and it wasn't only the country; it's the global itself, the whole global. So the whole thing which was there is that the country was facing other issues like COVID-19. That is why there was a default in that payment. And when if the president went there and said, no, look, the main reason why we have defaulted is because we had COVID-19, the country was languishing in poverty, we needed to sort out things, that is why we defaulted, but we are back, we apologize for the default which was made. In that effect, we are asking you give us a prolonged tenure in which we are going to pay. We have got this plan, we want to create industries, we want to make sure that we begin exporting.
Hasn't that not been achieved by the New Dawn government, where they have pushed the debt repayment up to a certain time? But they have bought some time.
Yes, they have got some time. Where is the source of revenue going to come from? Where is the source of revenue? Let's say they have said in 2025 or 2026 that's when the payment will be made. But if you haven't fixed where you are going to get the money to pay, then you have done nothing. You have done nothing. You can postpone the payment of the debt, but the question is, you haven't found anywhere. You haven't found anywhere. So you can't say I will pay the money next week, yet you are still seated. Then what do you think will happen? What will happen is that is why for us we said citizen first. When you do that, make sure you push where you're going to get the money. Ambenu panga fertilizer ili yenu munumwine mchalo. Mambo panga pa ama fertilizer mu. Ngamwapanga ama fertilizer di compound ama urea yaria. Mwapanga yonse yari. It will be easier because the government will no longer be spending in beer. Mufialo mga pa kuchita procure ama fertilizer. But that is what has been happening. Exorbitant amounts are spent kulashta ama fertilizer. Ifo munumwine muchibombo muno tukapanga nanikani industry kalapanga fertilizer ekae.
In the practical basis, you have spoken about what Season Face is going to do and what needs to be done. Don't you think you need a span of 10 years for you to be able to start up these industries and for you to be able to see the results?
We have got.
So when the New Dawn government says, look, we found this debt which is very huge and we're just trying to restructure this country and get organized, and they say we need more time.
One question.
We need more time. We need per se 10 years for us to be able to achieve this thing.
After realizing,
don't you think that they too are also in line and they are in order, and it's just fair for them to have more time for them to be able to resolve Zambia's issue?
Now, after realizing that, are they borrowing or not? They are borrowing, right? They are borrowing. So you can't say but government they need 10 years ukulipira but muchiri mule kongola. You are yet to finish ama payments ama loan yambi but muchiri mule kongola ni finish mule kwa, because you have no plan in it. Because if you say we are having debt and this debt will be paid in 10 years, then you go ahead and you begin borrowing. No, we are going to pay this debt which you have borrowed in 5 years. Yet you have forgotten that Squad Bobo Mwala Yoka will pay in 10 years. Meaning you need to raise the money to pay the loan which you have gotten immediately. Then you look for another money to pay for those guys you have promised that in the next 10 years. What do you think is happening there? There is fluctuation automatically in the market. When there is fluctuation, the investors will say, we won't invest in Zambia because they have got no proper economic plan. You have no proper economic plan. You have given taxes to the foreigners. Taxes in mining sector. After giving them that,
the argument was to attract more foreign investors to come in the country.
No, that's not how we attract foreigners. That's why I've said I doubt if he has done economics. We don't attract foreigners like that. We don't attract foreigners like that. What has that done to your kwacha? Because those taxes were paid in dollar. And that dollar which was coming through, you need to know that Zambia's major export is copper, or is in the mining sector. Those taxes were paid in dollar, not in kwacha. Once it was paid, meaning we had means of raising forex or of raising the dollar so that the kwacha stabilizes. But after they gave up that mineral lot tax or those taxes, what has happened? The kwacha is now at what? 27 kwacha per dollar. That is what is happening. Now, how you attract foreigners is by combating what we call double taxation. There is what we call double taxation. Double taxation works in this way. A foreigner will come in Zambia and say, I want to invest in this mine. Let's say KCM. The foreigner is coming, let's say, from South Africa. In Zambia, that person who has come through is supposed to pay tax. Okay? When that person pays tax, the money is supposed to be given to that person in form of dividend. When that dividend goes to South Africa will also charge the person for tax, meaning the person is paying to how many countries? Twice. That is why we are calling it double taxation. So the government needed to enter into what we call double taxation agreements with countries. When you go into double taxation agreements, you are going to say, in Zambia, the taxes we charge is ABCD for the person to operate in this country. So you make agreements. That is why there is SADC, there is ECOWAS. That is why there are those organizations, so that there is benefit. The members of the member states of such organizations are benefiting in things like trade. That is how we do it. Now, in this country, you say we want to attract investment when there is corruption. When the people in the country have no money, because I'm a Zambian MP, which foreigner would want to even open a business in this country and say I want to make profit because I want to MP? None of them will do that. So how you improve or attract foreigners to come and invest in the country, because of what we call direct investment and indirect investment. So direct investment will come through a foreigner coming here and setting up a company, while indirect investment will come through by a foreigner listen, or we are calling it giving a person living in this country and say I want you to invest on my behalf. When that happens, it will be easier. Now, you can't talk about foreign investment when you have not made sure that there is domestic investment. Ama youth mu Zambia mun bano no bakwata ma bank accounts bamufya fiat omane babatumina ka 2 kwacha bafumi babatumina ka 5 kwacha bafumi, meaning there is no investment on the citizens. Ma citizens tabakwete investment. Now you want to focus on foreign investment when there is no domestic investment. If nga tulanda pali investment, Mr. Shadri nga twaipusha fya bantu bali mu town mu dokwe bati busheimwe nikisoko mwashita po invest kuri konse, they will tell you that impia ngwete pano in my life ni wanu kwacha ili mutumba. That is the only thing. So for you to talk about foreign investment, talk about domestic investment. That is why it will take us back to those 4 levels of economics which I said, where I talked about philosophical, institution, microeconomics, and human development or human capital. Under human capital, how well are you taking care of the people you are living with? Are they having the investment they need to have? Is there proper medical care, health, education system? Do they have? If not, then you are missing it. You will never improve in your economy. You can't. That is why even when you go to other theorists or philosophers, you will not achieve that, because even abantu bakainde balanga bali ngabali sambirira economics bali bakashita understand abena Webster Douglas balia bakashita understand abantu bonse balia abena Cobb Douglas, you know Cobb Douglas and his colleagues, they said for you to achieve the steady state growth, you need to make sure that capital output ratio is equated to the saving input ratio. All that isn't being experienced in this country. But by HH, they try to understand this, because his focus has never been about to improve the country. When you talk about capitalism, you can't talk about capitalism in the country when your people's development isn't being looked at. Then that is not capitalism. You are imposing on them. Capitalism is having people doing what they want within the framework of the law. That is what capitalism was all about. Are you able to invest in the mining company? Are you able to be given a license in the mining sector? You can't be given, because they don't value you by the government and President HH. That is why we are saying in the citizen first. Once we come into office, the first priority will be to make sure that we give our locals mining licenses. I want mining licenses not only in the mining sector, but also when you look at the land which you are having. Give them title deeds. When you give them title deeds, that is capital on its own. They can be able to go to the bank and access the loan. How many Zambians today, as we are speaking, can afford loans? Now, when you do for a 5 pin, then the government is taxing you about 20%. Mwalashala na shingamura, mwalashala na 3 pin. Muri 3 pin yo muri piremo zamukashi, mushtemo bunga, weyo mushtemo kuki noyo, mushtemo enshi, mwalashala na shinga. You can't even think about investing, because the taxes are just enormous. That is why in Zambia so far, we have got less people who are working, who are paying taxes. Less people. yet they pay more taxes compared to the multinational companies. ShopRite pays less taxes compared to what Zambians are paying. The mining sector pays less taxes compared to what the Zambians are paying. That is what is happening in this country. Yet you have the people who you are charging because napama withdraws apakuma mobile money transaction, the USSD value increase with withholding tax, bali bikakuma betting companies withholding tax. What is happening? Almost everyone pays VAT now, value added tax. Almost everyone does that.
You are listening to JFM 92.1 FM, and the phone lines will be open at 10:30. In the studio, I'm joined by Mr. Lazarous Simukoko, who is coming from Citizens First, and we're discussing the role of youths in Zambia's economy. You can catch us on Prime Television Facebook page. We are live, and you can also drop your comment, and you'll be able to call me on the numbers that will be showing on the screen. And also, you can go on our Facebook page on JFM Facebook page. That's JFM Zambia. Follow the link and click on it, and then you'll be able to listen to JFM. Please follow through, and when the phone lines are open, please let us discuss on the topic of discussion that we are having, or that we are discussing today, and not any other issues. I'm speaking to that because of character assassination. Would like to have that cordial conversation that we are all Zambians, we are all one people, that we can be able to share views which are divergent, but should also be able to agree to disagree. That means at the end of the day, respect should be given to each and every one, both the one who is contributing and the one who is receiving that contribution. So quickly before we open the phone line, I would like to ask you this question. 2026 is coming, we'll be having elections, and many have complained, and of course ECZ have put up regulations that when you're in campaigns, do not offer bribes, do not give people money, do not give people in exchange for votes, because voting is a national duty for every citizen of our country. But we have seen that politics have been commercialized, and that whenever you go in a constituency, people want to be paid it and kwacha for them to be able to show up to vote for you. How ready are the minds of people as far as wanting that genuine change to come on the table? What do you have to say about the many people that are demanding for things to be given to them, for them to step up in that polling station, and for them to be able to vote?
We Minister of Youth and Sports at National Minister of Sports. Elvis in Kandu Marimwene Poko Africa Cup. The Africa Cup, which was in Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, Marimwene Pod. Dadiko, because he was busy mu Northern Province, Kwadama by election. So he had even to abandon football mu Ivory Coast, because that was very important to the Zambians. Baile ku manani campaign mu. Then bali bula imyoto kashaba DC. Bafunyama number plate babikapo. After babikapo esho bambo kumfya ku campaign.
Those are strong allegations.
Tema allegation filikitika. Tamale monaimu. They said, yo, Elvis Nkandu said, it's not me. Elvis Nkandu said, we can't stop government activities from proceeding because they are by-elections. That is what Elvis Nkandu said. If you are calling that allegations. Elvis Nkandu said, government programs can never be stopped because in a certain area they are by-elections. Meaning, according to Elvis Nkandu, ukupera obunga bantu kuli by-election, it's a government program. Meaning the government that
was happening.
When? Kuria. That is what was happening. Kula pera bantu amabunga, kula chitenshi, saying it's a government program. No question narami pisha imonimu. So government has no program about constituencies za muri ama korera. But wakwetife program kuri ama election. Because vale pera amabunga. At it's a government project. Vale pange misebo at it's a government project. And ngaba vote fye abantu bafumako kuri nishibayi meaning nish program ya government ya apwa. So meaning their program was just in the frame of them being voted if not so, why is it that the minister aba youth and sports baratabayirire kunanika ku Ivory Coast mukumona abazame? Because when you look at South Africa, the Minister of Youth and Sports was there, the Minister of Sports. When you look at even Ivory Coast, the minister is there. Uwa Mzambia fieka eushaire because kwa di by election muno them. But in Chalo and Shimukwetecho, then we focus that you fish village sticker. Because this government is the one which is saying my government programs, meaning Gabam Pange Misebo Kuria, mission government program. Gavale Bonfim Yotokasha government Akuya Kuria, mission government program.
You have not answered my question.
The question I'm answering you.
To the
people who are receiving.
We have seen some elections, some elections nullified on the pretext that people received bribes.
The people who are being given things, let them be getting, but they never voted. Mlevo abarekana, inaine kupoka do nanshiva voted. Naine kupoka. So the people who are being given things continue getting. But when it's time to vote, remember what they have put you through. You need to know that akabunga koko baremi pera can't even last for more than a month. After 1 month, you need to waburuka munganda mumia. So ngabai soko no bunga. Ngabaisa no bunga, baisa ni mpia ni efficiency. Get. Fienu ifyo. If into for kumipera. Fienu sendeni. But paku vote in citizens first because for to mpangira my industry akarenga mlevo. That is what I can tell you. You want me to say that yo mwira poka? Bari poka. Impia shabo shida bari pirama tax abantu bapere ni fyabo.
The phone lines are now open. You can call me on the numbers showing on the screen if you are following us on Prime Television, and for those of you that are following us just via online and just via radio, you can call us on the numbers 0978-52-1230, that is 0978-52-1230, or 0968-60-7779. You can also call us on 0953-323-738. Call us on and you'll be through to JFM and you can offer your contribution. Please, like I said earlier on, stick to the topic of discussion and also let us ensure that in our conversation we're respecting each other because we are one Zambia, one nation. Hello caller, you're through to JFM. Hello caller, you're through to JFM. We've lost that caller, so come through and you'll be able to offer your contribution. Hello caller, you're through to JFM.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm blessed. Where are you calling us from and tell us your name?
Mlenga calling from Ndola.
Yes, Mr. Mlenga. Kutimu aranda contribution ni namu kwa 2 minutes.
Okay,
Lazarous Simukoko from Citizens First.
Oh, Citizens First.
Yes.
You want to become a president, that one? Within nayo nama ubukura bepama allegation of where the very bribe abantu nanika na mabungoko nyoto kashaba tisi naba pata evidence moto kashaba tisi wafunche po number plate watikana nkan level of campaign sometimes ngamwaita pa mwera po ka charton temi mona and then kintu mkwete po chinka mukababa mukakakurona kubantu bakasenda mone chuma kulimo noti mwaita pamwera mwambo kurabe pobufi mulekitana nkane kurabe peshana nkane government otora gandi banka do the reason why it's go there. We can't be spending all the tax money, our tax money, to number people that side. We need to do some other things.
Thank you, Amlenga, for that contribution. So come through on the number 0968-60-7779 or 0978-52-1230, and then you'll be able to offer your contribution. You can also call us on 0953-323 and 738. Hello, caller, through to JFM.
Hello, Barishani.
Tilifia muna mulishani mwe. Kwa ni kuja FM tobe ni shina no ko muletu mina
enene wesao
kwa iba esa kulusaka akutumwa nda contribution nam kwa 3 minutes ya kulanda
awe ndefo kulanda kona ba citizen yabo
kwa
but this ba citizen babo virati bepa abo tetu wakwanisha kutika izinti fyonso muri 5 years okubareti bepari kirine ne fyonso tebare bepati abu politics mu Zambia nati wishiba nomba
kwa ba esa otremi umfa
politics mu Zambia nati wishiba mama nani kana ba opposition party bale ba party not bale landa pekirande
kwa mwapuisha aba isao
Twapuisha, thank you very much. Wale wapati kwa ama oppositions ya wabu kisana wewe.
Mkwai. No, thank you so much for that contribution by Isao. That's Mr. Isao. Come through on the number, then you'll be able to offer your contribution and you'll be through to JFM 92.1 FM. The topic is the role of youths in Zambian politics or Zambia's economy. Hello, caller, you're through to JFM. Hello, Atinimani Shina? Yes, Robbie. Kuti mwaranda contribution yenu muri 2 minutes.
Na umfabuno sana ifabalelanda batata Lazarous facing baposhe kono kubaposha Lazarous mulishani.
Ya mkwaiba karuba barishani mkwaiba fyashi.
Twatotera sana balelanda bwino sana abo because ifintu nafi bipata fweme muchalo.
Mkwai.
Ndio mutendereza mipale sana twatotera pakulanda kwa Zambians. People are suffering muchalo not na mandarwa. Not bale mishikiri size formulelanda but bale chimona. Bale fimba pabu afya bule moneka muchalo. Iyo formulelanda fitundro muntu wandereza mipale.
Chisu matu atotera sana. I think you can respond to those callers and then we'll be able to pick more callers.
Now bamulenga.
Mkwai.
Bamulenga bachiranda ati iyo turebe papa hulanda ati utakwala ama bribes. Now abantu abakale bakofa actually. Because ini ndanjiro kubati Elvis Nkandu aranjiro kubati government projects or programs cannot stop in a certain area because they are by elections. Meaning, they are, according to them, if you are those were referred to as government programs. Now, again, he said Elvis Nkandu didn't go to Ivory Coast because of taxpayers' money. The president the president of taxpayers' money. What has he done? Because those are programs. If he doesn't know, there is a delegation which was sponsored by CAF. CAF sponsored a certain delegation which is supposed to go to Ivory Coast and come back. Okay, so abonga bali under taxpayers' money. Your taxpayers' money otesha Mzambia sharifa ko kubomba shakwa Ivory Coast kula kwini. There is a certain delegation which was allowed. That is why abena eto ekobali, abena drop ekobali kula bali tamba mabola ma teams yabonga bali efola, abena na those are under CAF. That is why nanguni Mzambia ekwali Christopher Katongo. Christopher Katongo alikulia under the delegation of CAF. So ababa delanda tiyo ma taxpayers' money nishi abena ma taxpayers' money omulanda tabalefa koko naola nishi nifishi yale bomba Mzambia because tapale fyo mulechitana ina Mzambia mu. So it's not even about taxpayers' money, it's about the by election why tabaidile kulia kwa the by election kulia because if he didn't go to alefa kokuba muna ifo murusaka na bekala mu office mu yabo muri ati yo we are responding to the youth nomba ni bare change kuma campaign kuli fish bare chita meaning this thing cannot even apply. Then ba esao banda tuleve pa ba citizens first nshishwe fyo mbepele inepa kolera ninye bati ofotinga utinga puisha kolera muno. It's not about the street vendors or population to akwata. It's about where we are throwing our garbages. Eko tulepose fintu temumusebo mweka baliaba kanso nga babule ifisoso baya fitulika pamo infula nga yaloka ifisoso fidafidenda ne infula fya isalama drainage nga fya isalama drainage amenshi yala firu okupita amenshi nga firu okupita yale kalila nga ya ikalila ero nombaba nga yakama balunshi balambo kwikala pa fintu fidefyo amenshi infula yenseshe infula nga ya yenshe fero balunshi baikala ko ebali amukwikala pa mafya kudya na pali ponsekolera yamba ifo tulebati tulefwa ko kupanga industry ikala chitari cycle ama bini ayo ama nanikane ayo fima plastiki ifya kudya fyo mleposa pa dumping site finishi so that when we process tafya kalaba pali pofuro kubana ngwimfula ya isata ya kulasa ngefi kwa pali ponse balwande fyo bachita. That is why ngamwa Kigali abakidini mu Africa most Africa yonse efyo bachita mudia because bale ishbati ama bini takuru kuposa pali ponse mu town badi kama bini ngababi koma ku ama bini mudia emu baposere fintu then aba kanso bala pitamu basenda batwala ku recycling company bambo kuchita recycle bapanga ama plastic yambya ama shop bareshitisha bapanga ama feeds bambo kuchicha ku bantu abakwete inkoko abakwete ingombe nabakwete imbushi using awene ifo finesi ko fyo muposa so ababalelanda tiyo fya ofitrebe panshishi bapaberero okay kolera imwe mwana ipuisha shani mwana tanja ama street vendors ero mbatu bambo kubombe nchitonchi just work with the street vendors. They are very cooperative. Former street vendors that work about we are just going to create industry. The only way wakaitanfya bene bekanga twapanga industry wakasafati defo kuma mu street na mkuibombera ne mwine ko iri industry yo bapangire nafuma nareko ku chef nayo kundefo kwa mkuibombera ne mwine napanga industries ne mwine ama industry anabapanga kandi amkubomba ngabana ko kubombero bayisa atoke twanaka ifo tulefo aka business ni business nshimulefo aya ni palani shwari kwatana nani kani either license ya kumaini na ngubali kwata title deed so that license na title deed eyo babonfe okukokera poloni batampa business because ababa marketeers they don't even access ama loans inena alimyebere njere sesi se onderemba because ndiranda pali fin the investment of the Zambian people for balechita invest bushe nabakwate mpyo ko batibachita invest among them was failure to access loans because they have got no collateral security. The collateral security can be in form of a house, can be in form of a vehicle, can be in form of a title deed or a license. That is what run that. If the government was to give ama license kuma Zambians ukula running ama companies, impia shakula shala mzambia. No mwabula vedanta mwampera ngapa ngempia ma profit rate wala kucharo chako. Then you want to improve as a country. You want to improve as a nation. Na ba HH abe na ba economist. Katishoko mwalaya. Na tumie ba ifwe voter ba citizens first ngamwa votera tukamibikire fionse fyama korera munota mwakulaba. Okay, let's say mwatafya ma street vendors. O mwalanda tiyo tura tukirine rero mu street so that korera ipo. What about next year? What plans are you having? What about the other year? What about 10 years from now? What are you going to be doing? But inga tuwapanga industry for na company ka recycle ama plastics ikala making sure that ama bwadi that we are now able to process them tuwapanga feed so that tuambo kula chichakupa desu ngenkoko. When we sell them to those people who are selling inkoko ama chickens, it will be very easy but any business idia tutureshishe nkoko na kuri ba Congo, tutureshishe nkoko kuri ba Malawi barata bashwa no kusunga nkoko bari mafififu waka na twashisha ba Malawi ba Zimbabwe na beno mu bachula fyomu because ama investors tabafa no kuyamu ifo ba Zimbabwe baratutire bapere nkoko bamba no kularya bari mufana bwino ati nkoko turira sha Mzambia kubomfyaye na magabeje zare miri wali kakolera abantu bambi fire bari wali kakolera bambi no opportunity ya kupangira mu impia but I'm sending my condolences to the family which has lost their beloved ones because of a disease of cholera including COVID-19 which is rampant in the Copper Belt. Tulina imwe but muisaka mano kwe batinga twaisa ifo fyonse fefika chinji. Ababaliro ala cholera abo bakareko kurwala. Ababale kwata ma COVID-19 abo bakareka because funa tukwata solution. Because nangu mwalolesha ma ministers aba ebate mono shopping aba ma shop right barereka na ma market sa. One example is nga mwalolesha ba ka indenisa ba minepo pa market bareshite fintu ationde shite fintu pa market. Bashta ma shop right. Bashta ma shop right ro ba mkwija not even supporting their own marketeers tabare bapera nembia ifunga twaisa ba marketeer ba president ngabaleshite fintu ngabaleshite filifionse bakula kuma marketeers ngabashitako nishibara bakwatako nempia shakuka mukoderamo baraba odde fintu fimbi nomba mwana mukwata abene ba president beno abashamite mu fintu ngango barefo kushita bread kwa mkushita bread ku China kwa mkushita bread ku England ationa mukuri breakfast bare maso kufuma muchalo tefe chalo chifiro kuba so ifuna tumye ba imwenga mulemo na mubufi nishinshishi because ayo trempere ma solution Barobi bachilanda ifintu tafiri bwino muchalo ifintu tafiri bwino ndi ebalanda kufishinga because ifintu muchalo chishinga tafiri bwino how can you be saying ifintu firi bwino ero nishimuno mwine Mzambia mu muri muno tamuri dollar tairi bwino tairi perform bwino against the kwacha ifintu tafiri bwino it's almost nothing.
So we pick more calls and then we'll be able to wrap up with the conversation for today on the platform. Hello caller, you're through to JFM.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, hello. You're through to JFM.
Thank you so much. My name is Major DC Chinjamba, calling from Kabwe.
Yes, Major, you can go on with your contribution. You've got 2 minutes.
Thank you so much. My friend, I just wanted to find out from you. What is it that you are talking about today, which we have never heard before in this country? And the notion that comes about every time when somebody is speaking on radio, it becomes, I'm talking on behalf of Zambians. I believe the people who are supposed to talk on behalf of Zambians are those that have been put in government. The rest, when they talk on behalf of their parties, because other parties may not agree with what you are bringing on the table. So we need to understand that. And when people tell you to say that you are cheating, they've got their own ground as to why they are saying you are cheating. And those that are saying, no, you are telling the truth, they've got also their ground on why they are saying you are telling the truth. For example, there are those that are not affording meals. They will agree with you. And there are those that work hard and they are affording meals. They will not agree with you. So to me, when presenting this, it should come clearly. You are representing the party and not the people of Zambia. I think that is my contribution.
Thank you, Major, for that contribution.
Thank you so much.
Hello, caller, you're through to Joy FM. Hello, you're through to Joy FM.
Hello?
Yes, you are through to Joy FM. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Yes, ba Moses, tina mkola 2 minutes ya kuchita contribute mu alanda futurira ndapo lero.
Wata tawo ba umeka na totela sana mshulanda.
Emkwae.
Tuende kubatala ndabishinka. Eyo ama moto gabari kambata wire fishinka bakenala.
Emkwae.
Emkwae.
Chisuma to atotela pa contribution yo. So come through and let's see if we've got one last caller that we can be able to accommodate due to the interest of time. Hello, caller, you're through to Joy FM. Hello, you're through to Joy FM. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Hello, you're through to Joy FM. We've lost that caller, so come through. Hello, caller, you're through to Joy FM.
Hello?
Yes, you are through to JFM. Tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello.
Yes, you are through to JFM.
This is Mike from SOS.
Yes, Mike. Na mkola 2 minutes ya kuchita contribute.
Okay. Inenifura nifunze kwa wachani basitizeni mjani pata. Nibaona banyemula na tuunga na tusara tumukosai. Aho bantu hari kala enze MPF. Agati kutisize cha Zambia bacha hari karava saka kare president Zambia kitu cha mesi danda ulako ibwe munga mitundu zina mweze kufuna mudonga ngare president kitu cha meni kilimu cha meni muri nacho agene because mutundu wote angana pa mutundu ibani kitu cha meni akisirani muntu mutano kasita chani vintu vinangu noti mkazinama iya ilipo kamene muzaka hii.
Thank you so much for that contribution. So that is where we end for today with the phone calls. Can you be able to respond to those callers quickly before you can give your concluding remarks?
I will start with Mr. Mike, the same last caller.
Yes, please.
Mr. Mike, vamene mfuni koziba ni hivi. 1. Va president ali kalava benzeri mu PF tavomela but benzeri va president. Imosumunga kambati yo tivutika because of bali kalava benzeri mu PF but benzeri va president. Mwenzo funa bwanji kuzwa bwanji mwatiai ababeva bandi balingisa tivutike because benzeri mu PF because bali kalava baje benzeri chabeva MP ba mbati banankala po ba minister of lands bankala po ba minister in the office of the vice president bankala po ba minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So muni uzai mwati mavuto ya menemu pitamo lelo muno Mzambia muzaindo kusonta ba konela simwetu ati ndimo mativutisa isa tsonta ba president ati ndimo mativutisa na lelo ine nikamba pali president HH ativutisa muno mchalo loko ndimo apo loko mwantumira ba Mike apo maybe na breakfast mukalipe kudya yo breakfast ya menemu mukalipe kudya akakaunga akakemuona ni 10 kwacha imwe ba Mike imwe mungakute na unga aka nikasala jaka katu kwacha mungapikire cyane muri aka kuti mukute ndiyo zamene mungapikire muri aka ndio bwanje za kutatiza mveka ati muri na salad kulibe bantu bakujja vansho lero because president anainya mulatuunga utu ati ai kulibe kupimisa mwambo gula ma 5 liter muyagula ma 5 liter ba Mike then at stands of nice mtonga ngale president sinizivapo ine P9 pa station akamba mtonga sa president sinikumbuka we are not even talking about these things because HH is a Tonga. Tikamba is because sasevenza vamena funiko sevenza. We could have said the same whether HH nzeri muvemba mulozi wakuchipata wakuti. We have no boundaries to say uyisanga nkale president nanga imwe mukamba hivyo muntu amene mukamba hapo ali benarasi temo muntu aliyensa katengena rasi ni Mzambian aliyensa ni Mzambian. So hivyo vya mukamba sense ofuna mtonga nkale president nanga wa ni president because ten president. So hivyo vya mukamba sense ofuna mtonga nkale president ni vapoza hivyo mfichose ipo cha benje tribalism ya mene. In fact bantu be bali tribal wa mene abo vya mukamba ise Steve Ziva vya mukamba tia sense ofuna mtonga nkale president ni voziva imwe. Then kubwera kuri benango bameja bakamba ati ni vintu bwanji vamene mukamba apo lero vamene bantu bakalibomvera very different. There I will give HH 100%. He has scored because HH alengesa abantu bambo believe that once my politician ni bapoza. I've given him 100%. He has scored because HH analaira abantu ngati ungauza nkala pa 50 kwacha suti pa 50 kwacha baganza tadiensa kabwera kamba tungauza kabwerera mtengo baona munga ati ni HH awe siana chokera ko siana even pokula tikula wo siana. Well, there are people like us who stand on principle. When we tell you that this is going to be done, it has to be done. Nangu na mulala mwalamba no kubuko busho. If only yakubati nangu twali pa school when I was in grade 11, I remember nganapona ku school nshipashide muri yo test na lemba na levuko busho kuma 01 paka wacha 01 paka wacha paka denka pasa ko sida na subject fyo na late time because I knew that ni mbona muri yero ngashposere kwa mano nshaka pase. And it worked for me. Ne fafine chalo fo chaba bambi abone nsamushita bapasa that bakalipa no kubakalipa but na statistics tabasa mbilire kwa tibachita economics. But away from that, HH has made people to believe that all politicians are liars, and any politician who is coming with good intention by saying we are going to give you industry so that you find employment, we are going to be processing or to be making our own thing so that we are exporting so that the kwacha can reduce to $1, they are thinking that we are lying because that is what HH told them, and HH hasn't fulfilled. People are different and we come from different places. Then Mr. Moses is from Mpika. Do you remember what I said? That is where the by-election
was held.
He has agreed that my number plate vary for me. Vary for me my number plate. Vambo confirm to go my campaign. They used the vehicles of the government. And by ECZ na vekala. You know, I don't like to talk much about the person who is occupying the Chief Electoral Commission's office because we know each other at personal level, including abana babo bambi twadire na bena pasco pam. So it can be an attack in one or another, but I don't blame him. I blame the conditions that have been placed on him by HH. And I'm promising him today and the people at ECZ that for us in the citizens first, when we win in 2026, we are just going to give them space so that they begin working under normal circumstances because our conditions could not because whatever to me my message that when we fail to win that election to allow when we do that to allow that is not how we run institutions. That is why I talked about the economics between the relationship between institutions and the market. So if the institutions are not correlating with the market, nothing can improve. So there is a market, there is an institution, there is no favoritism. The institution isn't coordinating with the market. What do you think will happen? There will be a shrinking in the economy. The investor confidence will automatically fall. That's how it works. So bakuisize munimvera ba president na wezi banakamba ati setikaendo wina u cost za kamicho sapo pa position ya zakami pasa mo position ya mzankala na yeve but zakami pasa cha base space so that mwambo sevenza bwina because we can't be affording each time government ya wina ya letapo bantu bao each time wachinja government iletapo bantu bao each time isa staka chitai voice. We want to run the country in a normal way. Even other offices we are going to give them constitutional powers. Tukawapela constitutional powers. Tetimubula abantu imwe abakuma investigations pa ACC nimo bomulesala. Kwisoko nimo bomulesala. Kudeki nimo bomulesala. Are you telling me that those people are going to be effective when running their things? We are going to give them constitutional offices. Bakala isala beka. They are going to be choosing themselves. why Sarah, we want you to be a leader based on this, so you are going, so that there is no political interference, so that even if they want to investigate someone from government, they are going to proceed without any fail, because they know that even if I investigate, I won't be fired. Number if it each time retire judges. Your judges has been relieved of his duties. Judge Timothy yesterday was relieved of the duties to High Court. The same things are happening. We are going to give those people constitutional offices. There must be sanity in this country, because sanity. There is no sanity absolutely. Ubungana budula, amasala dina adula. Abantu kunganda tapali fyo baleshita, balefirwa. Abo bambya bakirala ndaba bamaika bali ku SOS, pa SOS ni mupepe hapo. Epa dine fintu ifidulire na sana pala pe.
We have got 5 minutes to conclude, or rather 4 minutes to conclude with the program. Your concluding remarks, Mr. Lazarous Simukoko.
My concluding remarks are that one, mwebe na Zambia na mchula. Mwavutika maningi mweba mzambia. Sankani government, sankani chipani mwecha kutatiza mpeleka paso goal. Vipani hivyo vina ngobo banabwera chaba music ati dollar izaka bwerera pa 14 hours inabwerera, because sibana music vamene bazakachita kutika bwerere. Na beze bena ngo ufuti banamila ila ati ai salad muzambo pimisa unga simuzambo pimisa unga uitikali kupimisa salad itikali kupimisa ni vichani vamene vichitika kulibe vona tiraila service venza. We have come to you and said we are going to end cholera, because we are going to set up a recycling company which will be recycling the plastics, the leftover foods, so that the drainages are not affected by those, because rokomuike kuri konze imvula ikabwira ifipeleka mu drainage ivalika, and the people bari mu minzu mu bari bankala mu manyumba sibazambo lipira ndrama za mabini, because vijani raw material yeti ambo using aise. In fact vamamoto kambo pita mwambo tenga chabe mahala kuyambo peleka ku company, so that bapange simunga pange ma raw materials. After mapanga ma raw materials, then tumili pilisa futhi pasa ma raw materials, that will come to an end. That is why I've said President Hadi Kalaba has a vision. President Hadi Kalaba will make sure that Zambians become prosperous, because we can't be having a country a president only knows how to go out. We can't be having a country yoba president akubati tabaishiba pona deba ile po mwakanya mukulanda na bantu kumunife barechula tabaishiba. The only job now they have in kwambo kutwikata nena ngo banjikata instakamana balanda ati umwe wankoko kwaba kuri kibinda. So all these things which the people of Zambia are going through, they need to know that they will come to an end once they put in the citizens first in government. Like waingira fyo mu government ifu ni chapo ama problems ayapo. All those people who don't believe awabachi they believe ati okuti hapo it's in a home kunganda tete mumfane pa chintu chimobonse, but we want your support. Even if you don't believe us and you know that you have suffered a lot, just vote for us and make sure that we do the right thing at the right time. Tete mule chula deri no mule rwala ba Kongo bale michira ama drivers tumafye kuma south mwapo ama truck drivers bale batuma mu Zambia tiyo kabyeni mu Zambia mukutite, because tampange efintu muno tampange efintu echo bamitererera ba Kongo balya echo ba Zimbabwe bamitererera na ba South balya kumva fya tiyo bali pa truck driver ali ya mu South bali pa truck driver ali ya mu Kongo, because eko bale pange efintu tamaka munepo truck ile isa mu Zambia tu amuksende efi mu Zambia, because tapabo fo mpanga fonga tu apanga ma industries balama truck drivers bakala bana proud nangu bali akufya ofimbi balanda tulefu mu Zambia bakishwa mu Zambia tulayamo na fobeni tatfire tuli batilita befi mbana bati wiwa mu Zambia yonangu tu amumata tu akaeko finshi tukakonka. Let there be sanity in the country. President Hadi Kalaba and the citizens first have the vision for the nation. Apart from that, we are participating in the by-election in Buntunga Ward in Mufurira. We are urging the people in Mufurira to vote for us under citizens first with the Simanje. That is our candidate for the councillor elections which have been held in Mufurira. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Simukoko, for coming through.
I appreciate and we appreciate the Citizens First.
That has been Mr. Simukoko from Citizens First, who was here to discuss with us the topic of discussion for today, which was the role of youths in Zambia's economy. That marks the end of our program today. Catch me again on Thursday, same time from 9:30 to 11 hours with another interesting topic. topic of discussion. I have been your host, Shadrack Parupala Mumbajonya. Until next time, keep watching Prime Television Zambia on DSTV channel 273, Topstar channel 103, Go TV channel 21, and of course our Facebook page. Like it and drop a comment. Also go on our Facebook page, which is JFM Zambia, and then you'll be able to listen to JFM just right there on Facebook. You just click on the link. You don't need to download anything. Just go on our Facebook page, click on the link, click on play, and you're good to listen to JFM. Also share with your loved ones, whatever they may be. So keep listening to JFM, and at 12 hours you'll be joined with DJ Pressure T, PMC, who is going to lead you up to 15 hours for or through the joyful lunch. Bye bye for now on behalf of the entire production team. Bye bye for now, and God bless.
Economic well-being broadcast every